What's good everyone, welcome back to the channel, and on today's video I got something pretty special to talk to you about. It's a product that I have been excited about for quite a long time now, and that product is UltrAspire's newest vest, the Bronco Race Vest. Now when I say I've been excited about this vest for quite a long time, I'm not joking. The Bronco Race Vest is going to release on July 10th, 2022. But I first heard about it at the end of 2021 when Ultra Running Magazine was at the running event and they called the Bronco Race Vest the most anticipated running vest of 2022. So when Ultra Running Magazine makes a claim like that, you better believe, pretty excited. I was looking forward to getting my hands on it. And like many of their other running vests, UltrAspire was kind enough to send me a sample of the Bronco Race Vest for me to test and wear and get used to it before the release date. It's been fun. Now there was no official embargo on me wearing this vest. I was allowed to post photos, and the very astute of you are going to have seen this vest in my posts over the last couple of months. And my friends, I think you are going to be pretty excited once I tell you all about this vest. It's got some pretty special features. But let's start off with price, because price is obviously very important. The Bronco Race Vest is going to retail for $129.95. So if you're interested, I want you to get a pre-order in. It's going to start shipping on July 10th. Now the Bronco Race Vest is a very light vest, 5.6 ounces, and it has a 5-liter capacity. So there is plenty of room to bring all your stuff, whether you're just going out for a run around the neighborhood or you're running super long events. And the Bronco Race Vest has been named after and designed by the one and only Jeff Browning. Now, Jeff Browning is a phenomenal ultra runner. He has a lot of wins racked up to his name. In fact, most recently on April 22nd, he got the FKT for the 2 times rim to rim to rim. So that's rim to rim to rim to rim to rim. And he actually thrashed the record, finishing in 17 hours, 55 minutes and 14 seconds. So Jeff obviously spent a lot of time designing and tweaking this vest so that you and I can have the best product possible. In fact, this is version 5. Jeff would wear them, he'd bring his thoughts and ideas back to the design team, they would make little tweaks, and eventually we have version 5. In fact, Jeff won 2 100-mile races while he was testing previous prototypes. All that to say this vest has been designed by a phenomenal ultra runner, so you're not going to be surprised that everything just works. Okay, let's get into it. Gotta think how is the best way to show you, but I think I'm going to put it on. I have it preloaded with a couple of bottles. Let me put this on, then we can talk about the pockets, the accessibility, because there are a lot of pockets and they're all very accessible. I hope you guys can see just how tight this is to my body. It is nicely form-fitted. Now, UltrAspire is known for their ergo-fit design, so UltrAspire vests just fit to your body a little better than a lot of other vests. The shoulders are kind of tapered, the midsection kind of hugs a little tighter, so it really hugs you around the middle, and all in all, it leaves you feeling pretty fantastic when this vest is on. So we've already got the price, $129.95, pretty good price. However, it doesn't come with any fluid containers, so you can either use what you already have, or you can buy some from UltrAspire. The Bronco Race Vest is able to take a 2-liter reservoir in the back, or as you can see that I've got right now, I have 2 bottles right up front. And in my testing, I have found that these front flasks are pretty ideal. So let's just talk about the bottles that I have used quickly, and then we'll actually get into the vest, the materials, the specs, all that. So I have several bottles from the previous UltrAspire vests that I've tested, and I found 2 that fit perfectly. First of all, we have the UltrAspire hybrid bottle, and you have probably seen me with this bottle on some of my other UltrAspire vests. It is a hard plastic, but it's a very soft hard plastic, if that makes any sense. And while this is a very comfortable bottle, I found that it does take a bit of effort to get it in and out of the vest. Now when it's in, that curved back fits lovely against your chest and it's very comfortable. However, when you need to take a drink, I found with the hybrid bottle, I do have to take it out to drink. I'll usually run with it in my hand for a bit, take another drink, then I'll put it back and I'll put it away. Next up, we have the 500 milliliter soft flask with the bike cap. And I have one in this side of my vest and I also have another one right here. And while the soft flask is not any more comfortable when it's in the vest, what is easy is that it's easy to take a drink without taking the bottle out of the vest. So when I've been running, I'm out for a long time, I need to take a drink. I've got 2 soft flasks right up front. It's easy for me to just tilt my head over and take a drink and move on. I don't have to worry about taking the bottle out of the vest. So if the Bronco Race Vest looks good to you and you don't already have some soft flasks with bike valves, I recommend you pick up a couple of the UltrAspire soft flasks. Okay, let me take this bottle out and let's get into the specs. The Bronco Race Vest does have 7 pockets that are accessible while it is on your body. And this is pretty important. I have raced in a lot of vests where I have to take off the vest in order to access some of those pockets in the back. But you'll notice that one of the design features of the Bronco Race Vest is that it rides a little higher than some other vests. And that increased height on your body that it actually rides not only makes sipping from your soft flasks while they're mounted in the vest a lot easier because you don't need the long straws sticking up when they sit lower. Oh, let me just tell you a quick story. So when I first got this vest, I actually put soft flasks in it with the straws. And that lasted for about 30 seconds. The bouncing of my running made the straws hit me in the face every time because these bottles sit so high up in the vest. That's why the bite valve is really important. So not only are the bottles easier to drink from when they're a little higher mounted on your chest, the back pocket is also more accessible. And while we're talking about the pockets, I want you to see this little foam accent right on the top, kind of makes it stand out just a little bit. And this is a really great feature because it actually guides your hand into the vest. And because the vest rides so high up on your back, it is very easy to reach back and grab whatever you have stored in there. So right now I just threw a little running jacket in there just to show you guys what the vest can actually hold. But you know me, I live in Florida. It's not often that I get to wear a running jacket when I'm out running. Most of the time though, I do have a camera. And for me, the Bronco Race Vest is absolutely phenomenal to carry my camera on the selfie stick because it is very easy to just put back there in the vest. It doesn't bounce around. You can see the selfie stick is kind of sticking up just a little bit because the camera's on the end, but the camera doesn't bounce around, and the accessibility of that rear pocket makes it very easy for me to just reach back and pull the camera out while I'm running. I can take my running footage, and then when I'm done, I don't have to hold onto the camera. It's very easy to just throw it right in the back, and that little foam top to the vest right here, aside from just being aesthetically very pleasing, it actually has some function behind it too. So we're still on pockets. This was the first pocket that I showed you that is actually accessible on the run. It's a lot more accessible than other packs that have a back space for storing your larger items. Let's move to the front of the vest. We have 4 pockets right up front. These larger pockets on top, these are where the bottles would go. If you're not carrying a bottle, you can put whatever you want in them. Right below them is another pocket, and these pockets are made of a 4-way stretch mesh. And it's pretty ideal because it allows the mesh to take up a very small amount of space, but it allows it to expand if you want to carry a lot of stuff. So usually for me, when I'm running, I do have the bottles in this top pocket, and then with the second pockets, this is where I'm going to carry my fuel and this is where I'm going to carry my gels. And if you look, let me stand up so you guys can just see a little better. These bottom pockets actually wrap around the side of the vest. So they come to about here, which is a great thing because it actually stores more than it looks like it would store. So if you were out there running for a long time, there is plenty of room right on the front for you to have gels, bars, blocks, whatever you fancy. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more. And the vest is symmetrical, so I'm going to show you one of them and then there's another one on the other side. But this is my favorite pocket. I have saved my favorite pocket for last, and that's these side mesh pockets. Keeping with the Bronco theme, these are known as the saddlebags. There is a little bit of elastic right on the top of the pocket, and this little bit of elastic on the top is what makes this pocket so fantastic because you can stuff stuff in it, and that little elastic stops it from falling out. You're not just using the power of the mesh to hold it in place. And I've been using these saddlebags to store most of my stuff that I want to get on the run. And I know, when I first got it, I looked at these pockets and I was like, oh, they're so small, I'm not going to be able to put anything in them. But here's my phone, and the phone fits in very securely, and then that little elastic just kind of goes over the top, and I know that that phone isn't going anywhere. And then back to the cameras that I carry with me on the run. Sometimes I'll bring 2 cameras. I usually bring this Insta360 One X2 and the GoPro. And whatever camera I don't have on the stick, you can usually just throw this camera into one of the saddlebags, and I know that it is not going to move. It is locked into place. For the everyday things that you and I are going to keep with us, our phone, our cameras, larger bars, these saddlebags are the ideal pocket. Again, my favorite pocket on the Bronco Race Vest. So I mentioned the ErgoFit design earlier. That's very similar across UltrAspire vests. It's a very comfortable design, making the vest just form to your body in a very nice way. But UltrAspire is also using the Max O2 form closure system. And ultimately, it is this bungee cord system that keeps the vest together. And it seems very simple, having a bungee cord hold stuff together, but it is extremely well designed. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to move my chair out of the way so I can actually stand up behind this desk and show you what I mean. So right now, we have a top closure and a bottom closure, and they are just little clips. Probably see that little clip right here, and this clip can be removed from the bungee cord. And when you attach it, you take a piece of the bungee cord on the other side and you just slide it in. It holds nicely, it allows you to breathe, and yet every time you breathe, it conforms to that size of your chest. I think that is what makes it so incredibly comfortable when you're out on the run. It has the same level of tightness and it's very quick to adjust. So in order to adjust the Max O2 system, there are several different ways to adjust it. Running down the side of the bottom pocket are several areas of bungee cord that you can use to attach. So let's say I was a smaller person and I wanted the vest to attach a little higher up here or a little lower down here. It's very simple for me to just undo that and then use the next bungee cord area to pull the bungee cord out and attach it to the other side. Of course, if I did want to move it down, I would have to remove this little clip and just clip it back on to the next bungee cord section a little further down, and then I'm good to go. I can ultimately make this vest fit no matter the size or shape of my body. But that's not the only thing. The Max O2 closure system can also be tightened and adjusted, again, depending on the size of your body. So if you find that there is just too much bungee cord, the bungee cord is attached to a little closure button right here, and I can just pull this bungee cord through. It locks it down when I let go of the button. Now the tension of the bungee cord that I'm using to tighten the vest across my chest is so much tighter. So if you are a smaller person, you're going to be able to get the same good fit that I get when I have a little more bungee cord. Does that make sense? If I didn't explain that well, let me know in the comments. So I guess what I have really been trying to tell you is that this vest will pretty much fit anyone. It turns out that this vest could be the most comfortable vest that I have at the moment. And that's for a lot of reasons. It's the weight, it's the fit, and I tell you what I am really enjoying is having a vest that sits just a little higher on my body, and being able to access this stuff in the back has been hugely beneficial to me. Now, Jeff Browning, he has used this vest for several long races. So its capacity, its fit, has been proven out in the field before you are going to use it for your race or your daily running. Stay with me. Just a couple more things. I'm gonna have to take off the vest to actually show you this next feature that I really like, especially as we're coming into summer. And of course, if you are out there running an ultra distance race, or really any race, your body is going to be heating up. And UltrAspire has thought of this on the Bronco Race Vest by including their ultra cool light mesh on this back panel. And I'm just gonna stick my hand in so you can actually see how thin this is. It is an extremely light mesh. Very comfortable against my back. I don't have to worry about my back heating up more than it does if I wasn't wearing a vest. And now that I have it off, let me show you inside this main compartment. Because I've already said that you can put a 2-liter reservoir in here. And there is a partition right here, so your reservoir would go closest to your back. You would tie it on to this securing mechanism here so the reservoir doesn't slide down into the vest. And then on the other side of the partition, this is where you're going to keep your large items. The light shining in there is a good view of the 4-way stretch mesh. Can you see me through it? That's how light it is. That's how light it is. One more pocket that is not accessible when you're wearing the vest, but still, it's a pretty handy feature. And we have a sweat resistant pocket right in the partition. There are some things that I just want to stay perfectly dry, and this sweat proof pocket is where you are going to keep those items. And as always, I feel like I haven't gotten my message across as well as I possibly could, so if you have any specific questions, I welcome you to write them in the comments below. This is a vest that I will continue to use several times a week. It really is supremely comfortable and extremely light. Alright guys, thanks for staying all the way to the end of the video. If you like running, if you like wearing a vest when you're running, if you like new running kit, go to give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button. I post new running videos at least twice a week. Be kind, be happy, run well. I'll see you in a couple of days.